How many past lives have I lived? I swear this might be the most popular reincarnation question of all time. And I get it, it sounds important. And every time I hear it, I have to pause because it's so hard to answer that question as a reader. Because here's the thing, the number might not mean what you think it means. So today, let's talk about old souls, young souls, and what might what might we be completely getting wrong about reincarnation. I'm Diane G. I'm an Akashic Records reader and an emotional energy healer, and this is Soul Cloud. Hi everyone. If it's your first time here, hello and welcome. If you've came back, hello and welcome back. I hope all of you have been doing well. I just want to say hi to some people. Hello Linda. Hi Akila. Hi Linda De Gonzalez. And hello. Oh, there's another Diane in the chat. Hi Diane. Hi Sonia. Hi Leah. Hi Libers. Hi Kaylee. Hi Rossi. Thank you everyone for being here. Hi, Barbara Hartlove. Hi, Elise Geese. I love that name. Hi, Brina. Hi, John Timoteo, CJ. I might not be able to say hi to everyone later, so I'm trying my best to, to say hi to everyone today. Uh, okay, there we go. Yeah, Rossi, the energy has been pretty heavy this past days, so I hope you all have been doing well. Today, later on, we are going to do Akashic Records reading. So if it's not your first time here, you're familiar with the format of the show. But if it is your first time here, or you're watching the replay, for the first part of the show, we'll be discussing a topic. And today's topic is about number of past lives and old souls, young souls, and what we completely misunderstand about that. But later on, I will be doing Akashic Records readings and energy clearings to those who want to participate. If you want to participate later, the hashtag or the keyword to join is hashtag soul. So you can type that in, and I'll draw randomly for people later. Also, I'll be using slides today. I included a link to the landscape view in the mobile view because the slides might be too small for the mobile view. So just in case you can't read them, yeah, you can go to the landscape view. Oops, there we go. Ta-da. And there we go. Hi, Brenda. Hi, Salama. Hi, Kim. Oops, did I freeze? There we go. We're back. Hi, Chimene. Thank you all for being here. So, how many past lives have I lived? Many people, including me, ask this question out of curiosity when they start to realize that, they've lived many lives before this current life. And I think that's very normal. But I still have to pause and be careful about how I answer it. Because the problem isn't the answer or the number itself, it's what we think the number means. So I have a question for everyone, okay? Out of these two, who is more evolved? One who has lived, a soul who has lived 100 incarnations, or one who has lived 25 incarnations? And if you're watching the replay, you can pause this video, type your answer in the comments. I want to know, who do you think is more evolved or who is more wise between those two? Chat, let me know what you think, okay? I want to see numbers or your opinion about this question. Who is more evolved? between those two? Okay. I'm seeing A. Someone has answered A. Okay. Come on, chat. And come on, people who are watching the replay, you can type that. Okay, someone is saying probably 100 times. I think it's level 25. Are you a gamer, Leah? CJ is saying 25. And Rossi is saying, ooh, interesting, Rossi. And John says 100. Awesome. Okay, Sonia is saying B. Oops. Sonia is saying B. And Fogo Pogo says, yes, and the length of the lifetime. Linda says, could be either, depends on the lives they lived and lessons they learned. Ooh, interesting, Linda. And Diane. Hi, Diane. You have a very lovely name. We share the same name. I'm kidding. Diane says A. And Venus. Venus says, it depends on which one learned the lessons they were supposed to. Oh my gosh. You guys are amazing. I love you all. So, if you answered this question with a definite number or choice between those two, you're in for a surprise today. Here are some questions I would like to ask you to consider. What if some of the 25 lives that the person B lived were ET lives? Or, out of the earth incarnations? What if we were star beings, or they were a star being during some of those lives, or all of the 25 lives? I mean, star beings live for thousands or hundreds of earth lifetimes. So how do you compare one earth lifetime and one star being lifetime? Or what if the 100 all 100 incarnations of person A were all on earth and all 25 were in another star system? Like, who is more evolved between those two? How do you compare a life of someone who has lived longer in a lifetime compared to someone who has lived shorter lives? I mean, here on earth, sometimes we die young because of war or, diseases. So there's this more, there are more questions actually. How did they live each of those lives? Pogo Pogo says, or a dragon. Yeah, or a dragon. I don't know how many thousands or hundreds of years dragons live. So, how did they live each of those lives? Did they learn all of the soul lessons that they plan to learn in each one of them? Because many soul lessons, as far as I know, sometimes they take several lifetimes to learn. So, how would we compare one lifetime that was short but lived fully and consciously or bravely, as opposed to, let's say, multiple lifetimes, but you're repeating the same patterns over and over because you haven't been learning the soul lessons that you signed up to live? So, here's what I observed as an Akashic Records reader: the duration does not mean evolution. Also, the frequency of incarnation does not mean evolution or enlightenment. Like ascended masters, for example, I ask my guides, I ask the ascended masters even, do you incarnate often or as often as the average people? And they were like, no, we don't incarnate often, but they just incarnate as needed. So I'm like mind blown about that. Like, how do we compare those lives, for example? So one can live many lives and not grow. And you can live one life and transform. Old soul or young souls, I have met old souls. So how do we define? How do people define old souls? Sometimes people say old souls or more experienced souls as people who have incarnated plenty of times or incarnated a lot earlier than most. But I've met many old souls, highly experienced souls who are so burdened by trauma. of those many incarnations that they've had, that they have become jaded about life, or they are struggling in their life because of those traumas. And I've also met young souls, those who have incarnated less or less frequently than most. They don't incarnate as often, but they radiate so much kindness, so much joy, and so much love, and so much openness. So, what I've learned is that being old or incarnating often does not mean enlightenment, and being young does not mean naive. A more experienced soul does not mean that you're enlightened. So, what's up with these labels? I feel like we ask sometimes how many lifetimes we've had so we can put ourselves in a category. Am I an old soul or am I a young soul? Which for me, it's very confusing. Like, is there a metric how to measure if you're an old soul or if you're a young soul? Like, is 50 the limit or the upper limit of whichever? It's very confusing for me. So I feel like we label ourselves as young souls or old souls. Whenever we do that, it feels like a dangerous trap where we unconsciously create this hierarchy that turns incarnations or reincarnation into some sort of scoreboard. So it's very difficult for me whenever someone asks, how many lives or how many lifetimes have I lived? Like, if the number's high enough, you win some kind of spiritual badge of honor. And that's not the case because, I asked my guides during research, I asked my guides, do souls who incarnate frequently, are they regarded more important as those who incarnate less? And I felt very loved when they answered me that no, all of those people, all of those souls are regarded just the same. Just the same. Can you imagine that? So, what are the real questions? Real questions. So, instead of asking, how many past lives have I lived? We can ask, how did I live my past lives? What did I integrate or what did I learn during the lives that I lived? What patterns am I still repeating? What energy am I carrying forward? So, everyone, if you're curious about past lives, don't count them. I would say, as an Akashic Records reader, don't count your past lives. Look at your patterns. Look at the wounds you still carry. Look at your triggers. And also, look at your gifts. Remember that how you lived your life matters more than how many times you've lived. And you're living this life, this current life that you have, sitting in front of your mobile phone or your computer, right here, right now. And you have the power to transform this one. So I hope this helps everyone. And thank you for coming to my TED Talk. Just kidding. Okay. I'm going to draw for people to read for. But if anyone asks later, how many past lives do I have? They lose their turn, okay? They're going to lose their turn. I'm going to draw for another. But later on, you're free to ask whatever questions you want to ask. You can ask the questions that I posted a while ago. Hi, Sunnyland. Hi, Ingrid. Hi, Venus. Hi, Maria. Thank you for being here. I can't say I don't make the rules because I do. This is my show. I make the rules. But they lose their turn, okay? I'm going to make them watch the replay of this video. And also, if you're watching the replay, we are going to do readings for the chat. So you can hit the subscribe button so you can participate in the future. But also, even though you're watching the replay, the readings that we do here, they are timeless and they are general. So if something resonates with you, not necessarily the story, but some experiences, some themes, some patterns that the person is going through, you can take that and learn lessons from it as well. That's what I love about live readings like this. Hi, Pamela. Hi, everyone. Thank you so much for being here. Okay. I'm going to read the prayer, the opening prayer and the prayer of protection. While you go type in the keyword for today, again, the keyword is hashtag soul. Oh, it's still set up for the last time. Hold on. It's hashtag soul. Dun, da, da. Okay, Aaron says the life we live right now is the one that holds the most weight. Yes, because it's the one that we're living, and it's the only thing that we have the power to really change. So we focus on this one. And for that, I'm going to put a link later here. So you can have a link to one of the previous episodes that we did about what is your most important lifetime. I love that episode. So let's take 3 deep breaths, everyone. Only the highest frequency of love and light can remain in the sacred space and all objects in the sacred space for the highest good of this group, consisting of myself, those who are watching right now, those who will join us later, and those who will watch the replay. All other energies must leave now. All other energies must leave now. All other energies must leave now. Now I call in the highest level of the divine that knows that love is the power and the truth from which we read, our highest level guides and angels to help us with this reading. Archangel Michael and Archangel Metatron, please hold this sacred space. And so it is. And so we do acknowledge the forces of light asking for guidance, direction, and courage to know the truth as it is revealed for our highest good, the highest good of all, and the most benevolent outcome. Akashic Records Master, Spirit Guides, and Angels, please let us know this group in the light of the Akashic Records and enable us to share the wisdom and compassion that the Masters, teachers, and loved ones have for us. The records are now open. Are we having trouble with chats again? Oh, no. Sorry, I mistook a message for having trouble in chat. We had a one glitch in the system in YouTube a couple of days ago. So yeah, I'm a bit nervous about chats now and glitches. Hi, Ralph. Hi, Pamela. Okay, I'm going to start drawing for, I'll draw for 4 people to read for. Okay, hold on. Okay, 4 people. And the first one is Red Dragon. Kim B, congratulations, and please type in your question or clearing request. Salema Witena, congratulations, and please type in your question. Cindy Shea, congratulations, Cindy, and please type in your question. Last for this round. Mary Black, congratulations, and please type in your question. Again, that's Red Dragon Kim, Salema Witena, Cindy Shea, and Mary Black. Please type in your questions. Thank you. Okay, have your question, Kim and Salama. Thank you so much, Erin. Yes, please like and subscribe. I got your question, Cindy. So we're still waiting for Mary Black's question. I'll keep an eye out on the chat later, but I'll start to answer questions. First, we have Red Dragon, who is asking, what past life have I had that would assist me with this current life? Okay. Archangel Metatron, could you please show me a lifetime of Kim's that would assist her in this current lifetime? I'm seeing a female woman. This is an earth lifetime that I'm seeing. And she's blowing in the wind. Was this an Irish lifetime? A Celtic lifetime? This was a lifetime that you had in Ireland. And this is a ritual. It reminds me of, the cinnamon ritual that we do every first of the month, where you blow in cinnamon in front of your door so that the blessings and abundance would come in. It reminds me a lot of that, but you're blowing something out of your hand. And they're telling me that this was a ritual that you used to do as a priestess in Ireland. Okay, how is this going to assist him today, Masters? They're telling me that in your current lifetime, you're chasing after abundance. I don't know if this resonates for you, Kim. Let me know if it resonates for you. But they're telling me that you're kind of chasing after it in this lifetime and not allowing it. They're showing me that lifetime because during that time you trusted the universe that if I did this ritual, the universe would have my back. Or even if and it kind of like, even if I don't do it, abundance is going to flow through. You kind of had that trust in the universe before. But in this lifetime, you're kind of chasing after it. So they're letting you know that you can just let it flow. You don't need to chase after it. What's weird, what's odd about manifesting abundance is that the more we chase after it, the more elusive it gets. Let it flow. Let it come to you, and you will attract it. Attract and not chase is what the Akashic Records masters were saying. Attract and not chase. So I hope that helps, Red Dragon. And thank you so much for letting me read for you. Okay, next up. And I got your question, Mary. Thank you. Red Dragon says, not that I was aware of. Interesting. It was also interesting for me, that image. I don't know where it originated. I'm going to have to do some research later on where that blowing cinnamon originated from. But it didn't look like cinnamon. It looked like you were blowing like grass or dandelion. Okay. Next is Selama, who is asking, hi, thank you for the opportunity. May I have a reading on job opportunities in the coming times? I have been jobless since October 2025. I'm sorry, Salamo, but this is an Akashic Records reading a program, so I don't usually do readings. This might fit oracle card or tarot card readings, but I am going to read if you have a past life that's going to help you with job opportunities that's coming, or help you find a job this coming year. Okay. What past lifetime would benefit Selema Metatron and help her with her current situation, their job? I'm seeing a boy, maybe 12 years old, and he's holding or he's carrying a big bag on his back. Okay, this was in Europe. I'm trying to see the time frame. Was this during World War II or First World War? This was during the First World War. You had a past lifetime in the First World War as a boy. You were orphaned during that war. And during that time, you were having a lot of trouble because you're an orphan and you couldn't find anyone who would take care of you. You didn't have any relatives. And the people were very much concerned about war. But still, the quality of that boy, he lived through it, he lived through the war. And that's because of his tenacity. And this tenacity still lives with you. With or without the job, you are tenacious. This is a soul trait that you have, Salama. So they are encouraging you. The Akashic Records Masters are encouraging you. I keep hearing this tenacity lives within you, Salama. And they're just whispering words of encouragement, and these are coming from your guides. Like, keep on going, keep on moving, keep looking for a job. One that is aligned to you will come, is what I'm hearing. So I hope that helps, Salama. And thank you so much for letting me read for you. Oh, Mangled Unicorn says cinnamon blowing into the doorway began as a part of China's spiritual practices for centuries. Yeah, it didn't look like cinnamon. It looked like some dandelions, but she was just wishing in the wind, and whispering her wishes in the wind. You're very welcome, Salama. Okay, next up, we have Cindy, who is asking, I regularly have pain in my hip muscles or glutes. Not sure which one's, wondering if I'm carrying something from a past life. Okay. It's time for me to say this. This is for entertainment and spiritual purposes only. Please always consult with your medical professionals in matters concerning your health. Thank you. Okay. What is the main cause of the pain in Cindy's hip, please, masters? And Archangel Raphael. Is it the secondary chakra or the root chakra? Okay. They're telling me that one of the causes, if not the main cause, is a chakra blockage that you have in the root chakra, Cindy. So I'm going to check for the records, like what's blocking that chakra. Is it terror or feeling unsupported? Okay. And they're telling me it's because of the feeling, the trapped emotion of feeling unsupported. And this isn't actually from a past lifetime, this is from a present lifetime. And this originated in your teens, maybe 17 or 18 years old. there was something that you did that your parents didn't support of when you were 17 or 18. And that's where the trapped emotion comes from. So whenever you feel unsupported afterwards, this wound, this trapped emotion kind of acts up. And it's part of what's causing the pain. So if this is something that you want to be cleared, please type in yes in the chat. If not, type in no, that's also okay. And again, please consult with your medical professional as well. Okay. Hi, Tina. Hi, Leah. Yes, please like the video. Okay, I got you, Cindy. I request the clearing of this trapped emotion of feeling unsupported from Cindy's physical body, her energy body, in all timelines, in all lifetimes, in the past, present, and future, for Cindy's highest good, the highest good of all, and the most benevolent outcome. Akashic Records Masters, Archangel Raphael, we ask that this trapped emotion be cleared. And it's done, Cindy. So I hope that helps. And thank you so much for letting me do this clearing for you. Okay. Last for this round, we have Mary Black, who is asking, yay, what can you see about my previous life as a Lakota Native American? Thank you so much. Okay. First up, we ask, did Mary have a past lifetime as a Lakota Native American? And I'm getting a yes on this, just a confirmation. What's an experience that Mary had in that past lifetime as a Lakota Native that still influences her right now, Metatron? You were male in that lifetime, is what I'm seeing. But even though you're male, you have soft qualities, gentle qualities. You were very much connected with nature and trees. And that was something that you were very passionate about. I don't know if you're passionate about nature right now, but during that lifetime, they're telling me that, oh my gosh, this person loved trees so much. Like you can spend hours just sitting under a tree and feeling the nature and the energy of nature around you. They're telling me that that's something that you still carry from that lifetime to this one. And they're also saying, whenever you feel disconnected or you're feeling panic or chaos outside, you can go out in nature or feel nature or put your feet on the ground to feel nature, to ground you, and to help you get back to peace. Is it still Mercury retrograde? Yeah. I love that for you, Mary. I hope that helps, and thank you for letting me read for you. Okay. So it's time to draw for another set of people. If you haven't done it yet, type in hashtag soul to enter the draw for a reading or an energy clearing today. And also, I am available for private readings. The details are in the description. You can email me so we can schedule one. Fingers crossed. Ralph's Universe, congratulations, and please type in your question. This is the perfect opportunity for you to like the video, and if you're watching the replay, you can subscribe so you won't miss the future episodes. Linda, butterfly readings with Linda K. Congratulations, and please type in your question. Anna Maria, please type in your question. And last for this round, Angela. Hi, Angela. Congratulations, and please type in your question. Okay, I got you, Ralph. Oh, Linda. Okay, I got your question, Anna. So we're still just waiting for Angela. Thank you so much for your help, mods. I see them better when you put those arrows. So thank you so much, Stephanie. Thank you, Missy, for tuning in. Okay, I got your question, Angela. First question is from Ralph, who is asking for a clearing. Okay. Also, everyone, I do have a clearing show. Hold on, let me just check my schedule. I'll probably do it the third week of this month. It's called Unburdened. So yeah, keep an eye out for that as well. I do it at least once a month. Okay, what energy clearing would be most beneficial for Ralph in this moment? Okay, I'm getting meridian blockages for you, Ralph. So meridians are like the energy circuits in our body. You can think of them as blood vessels, but except instead of blood, they're pumping energy. Or not pumping, it's where the energy flows in our body. So when something gets blocked, there might be some discomfort or pain in that area of the body. So I'm just going to check where in your body these blockages are. In the triceps, both of them. Ralph, have you been lifting weights this week or current this past few days? Because I'm seeing two very clear blockages, and they're in your triceps, like below your biceps. Oh, hi, Selena. Okay. Are there more than two that are block masters? Just two. But I'm seeing two. Oh, triceps. I don't have much to show. Oh, okay. That's why. Okay. Ralph is saying moving Pam out of her salon, lots of lifting. Yeah. Sometimes the physical aspects also affect our energy body and vice versa. This is why your meridians here are blocked. Now I'm conscious showing my arm. But yeah, if this is something that you want to be clear, just so the energy will flow again, let me know by typing yes in the chat. If not, that's also okay. And again, please always consult with your medical professionals in matters concerning your health. Because there are also physical aspects and not just energy. So just to be sure, you can also consult with your with your doctor. Okay, I got you, Ralph. I request the clearing of these two meridian point blockages for Ralph's highest good, the highest good of all, the most benevolent outcome from his physical body and energy body in all timelines and all lifetimes, in the past, present, and future, for Ralph's highest good. Angel Raphael, we ask that this meridian blockages be cleared. Excuse me. And it's done. And whenever we're moving energy, if you burp, if you yawn, if you stretch, if you fart, that's okay. Those are very normal responses to moving energy out. If you do that, please take a sip of water. It helps move and clear the energy out. You're very welcome, Ralph. And speaking of farts, we are going to have the fart show again this weekend. So please subscribe to the channel. It's where Oracle and Tarot card readings meet cheeky sort of healings, or yeah, humorous healings. We put humor and fun into the healing aspect. Oh, Angela says, I burp so much when I clear my energy. Yeah, me too. But usually when I do it for other people, for myself, I either cry or yawn a lot. So thank you so much, Ralph, for letting me do that clearing for you. Mary Black says we need to laugh. Yeah. In tough times, it's always a good idea to have, all these pockets of times when we can relax and laugh. Okay, next we have Linda Kennedy, who is asking, am I an old soul or a young soul? I don't know. But I am going to ask for your origin, your starseed origin, Linda, if that is okay. Uh, just so you have an idea of your very first lifetime. I mean, physical lifetime. Okay, what is Linda's starseed of origin, please, Masters? Can you show me? As we've mentioned before, we don't really have like a metric to measure what is an old soul and what is a young soul. Like, is 50 the point where we call them a young soul or or an old soul? We don't know that. Okay, where did Linda originate? Linda K originate. From Alpha Centauri. Okay, was she a native of Alpha Centauri? So before the Lyrans came. Your origin, Linda, that I'm getting and picking up is Alpha Centauri. So this is in the Centaurus constellation. It's the brightest star of that constellation. So you originated from there. And this was even before the Lyrans came. So you were a native of Alpha Centauri. Okay, she's the female. Is she the female that I'm seeing? Is she also feline or no? Female. You were female in your first lifetime. And I'm sensing some political turmoil during the time that you've incarnated there. Okay, it was it was during the time where the universe or our galaxy was at the brink of the draconian wars. So that's how old you were. Or that's how long ago this lifetime was. This is why the reason. This is the reason why in this lifetime you might be very concerned about what's happening right now because you've been there. You've been in like at the brink of conflict and you're seeing things escalating. I think that's why they're also showing me this experience that you had. And I'm going to draw a card for you. What message does her guides have for her during this lifetime? Okay. The card that I pulled for you, Linda, is protection. And your guides are saying to protect your energy. The card says cut the cords and call back your power. But in this case, I'm getting more like if it's too much, don't watch the news. That's how you protect your energy in this time. And not just the news, I mean external sources. I'm hearing sometimes you give your power away from the news. And that's why they're saying this to protect your power or protect your energy. And that's what I have for you, Linda. So I hope that helps. And thank you so much for letting me read for you. And next up, oh, it's Anna Wright, who is asking for any past life that affected my 9-year-old self or a general. Okay. I feel like there is because I'm starting to release the energy. Okay. Are there any? Okay. I feel like this is affecting your solar plexus, Anna. Okay. What trapped emotion can we clear from Anna that she got from her 9-year old when she was 9 years old, Masters? Okay. The trapped emotion that is in your solar plexus that got trapped there when you were 9 years old is blaming. That you got blamed for something. Do we need to know more, Masters? Okay. I'm not going to draw to go too much into the Akashic records because they're telling me that you already know the source of this. You already know what happened. And again, the trapped emotion is blaming. You felt like you were blamed when you were 9 years old, or there was an event when you were 9 where you felt like you were blamed. So if this is something that you want to be clear, type in yes in the chat. If not, that's also okay. Type in no. And Linda de Gonzalez is saying, silent but deadly. Yes, this is the theme of the fart show for next week or for this coming week. So I hope you look forward to that. Okay, I got you, Anna. Oh, let me just pick up my pendulum that got dropped on the floor. Okay. I request the clearing of this trapped emotion of blaming from Anna's physical body, her energy body in all timelines, in all lifetimes, in the past, present, and future, for Anna's highest good, the highest beautiful, the most benevolent outcome. Archangel Raphael, we ask that this trapped emotion be cleared. and it's done. So I hope that helps, Anna. And thank you so much for letting me do this clearing for you. And again, if you've burped, if you yawned, if you cried, if you farted, make sure to take a sip and rest up. Thank you so much, Selena. Selena is saying my pendulum is beautiful. Yeah, thank you. Okay. Last for this round is Angela, who is asking, have I had any past lives with my current husband? Okay. Use this one. Did Angela have a past lifetime with her current husband? And I'm getting a yes on this. When it's a close relationship, in general, we usually have had past lifetimes with them. What's with me and dropping pendulums? I keep dropping them. Okay. But usually, when they are close relationships with us, the chances are very high that we've had past lifetimes with them. And this is the case for you as well, Angela. I am getting a sense that you've not only had a past lifetime, but you've had many with your current husband. And it's not always that he was your husband. Yeah, you've had many. Sometimes we play different roles in each other's lifetimes. So I'm going to check what kind of roles your husband has played in your previous lives or previous lifetimes. Okay. Is the boy Angela or the husband? So the husband is the mom. What's the mom? Then where's the husband? The playmate. A male. Male playmate? Or female? Oh, okay. You had a past lifetime. This looks either Greece or Rome. Okay, I'm getting more of a Rome answer from the masters. You had a past lifetime in Rome with your current husband. You were childhood friends. You were both male. Oh, sorry. They're correcting me. Your husband was a female in that lifetime, and you were male. You were very close childhood friends. And do you have a playful relationship now? Because that's what I've been seeing. You had a very playful. You had a very playful relationship when you were in Rome. Like I'm seeing you running around playing tag or something along something equivalent to what we know as tag right now. You're just running around in a courtyard and playing. And something about him in this current lifetime reminded you of the carefree lifetime or carefree period that you had during that lifetime. I think that's part of what attracted you to him in this lifetime because you were very close friends. But that's what the relationship was at the time. I'm seeing you drifting away at some point. You had a childhood with him or with her because he was a female in that lifetime. Angela says humor keeps us going. That dynamic has been going on for a while because that's what I was seeing in your previous lifetime in Rome. So you kind of drifted apart in that lifetime, but you found each other in this one. So yeah, I hope that helps, Angela. It's a very loving and during that time, very cute, but it feels very lighthearted and carefree. So I am not surprised that you're married and together in this lifetime. So I hope that helps, and thank you so much for letting me do this reading for you. Okay. We're almost at the top of the hour, but I'm going to do another round of 4 people. Let's draw for 4 more people. So if you haven't done it yet, type in #soul. But if you have entered it before, no worries, you are entered in the draw for the rest. Violets for roses? Stephanie, congratulations, and please type your question. Aunt B. Congratulations, Aunt B, and please type in your question. Mary Thornberry. Congratulations, and please type in your question. Diane. Ah, best name. Congratulations, and please type in your question. Oh, yeah, 4. Again, that's Violets for Roses, Aunt B, Mary Thornberry, and Diane. Okay. Hi, Amanda. Oh, sorry. That would be the final round for this episode. But I will be back again for future shows. I'll let you know later. Okay, I got your question, Diane. Oh, okay, Fogo Pogo. Thank you so much, Kaylee, for being here. And I got your question, Stephanie. So we're still waiting for Aunt B and Mary Thornberry. So while waiting for them, I will start reading for Stephanie Violets for Roses, who's asking, what's my connection to the 17th century? Okay, I'm going to ask, did Stephanie have past lifetime in the 17th century? Did she have 2 or more? More than 2? Oh, okay. Then please show me a past lifetime that is most beneficial and impacts her more in this current lifetime, please. Okay, was this in Spain? They're showing me a Spanish lifetime, but just to be clear, you've had many past lifetimes in the 17th century. I think you've had a parallel lifetime even at some point because I was seeing a few. Initially, I thought there was just 2, but they told me there was more than 2. So you had more than one lifetime in the 17th century. Okay, I got your question, Aunt B. Okay. I'm looking at a Spanish lifetime, and I'm seeing churches. Was she an architecture student in that lifetime? Or an architect? Okay, initially she was a student. She was an architecture student and then an architect eventually. And she worked on just churches or more? Was she more of an architect or an engineer? Okay. They're telling me that you were an architect um, in a Spanish lifetime. Yeah. You've always felt drawn to the 17th century. Yeah, there's a reason for that. But you were drawn more to the architecture, or you've had like a connection with architecture, Spanish architecture, in a lifetime that you're showing me. And this is affecting you. Oh, okay. They're telling me because of your creativity. You chose to be an architect and you kind of had the option to be an engineer, but you chose architecture because you love designing things. And you love to design things that would that would strike people and make them stop in their tracks and just admire the beauty. Huh. Is this the unfinished church or is it different? But you worked on a church, is what they're telling me. I don't know which region of Spain this was in, but they're telling me that that church is still around right now. You designed the facade of the Spanish church. And it's a big church. Like it would fit hundreds of people. Okay. How is this impacting her lifetime right now, aside from that? Okay. They're telling me that they're showing me that lifetime because of your connection to art. They want you continue to continue art and creating. It's one of your missions, is what I'm hearing. One of your missions is being an innovator. And by an innovator, it means designing and creating things. So for you, that might be fun or that might bring you joy. That's why they're bringing that up. It's not necessarily that you have to go back to doing architecture, but drawing and art. Yeah. Yeah, mangled unicorn. Things that make you go, oh, that's what her past lifetime was like. She wanted the church to be like you have to stop in your tracks to visit it. That's how you designed it, Stephanie. So I hope that helps. And thank you so much for trusting me to do this reading for you, Stephanie. Oh, hi. Hi, Bora Bora. Janet. Okay, I got your question, Mary. Next, we have Aunt B. Aunt B, who is asking, I keep dying and surviving, left me disabled and with gifts. It's my purpose to find, mentor, and expand these gifts and help others. Don't understand why I keep dying, keep having health issue. Love helping others. Okay. Uh, I'm not sure how much information we are going to have in a mini reading, but I'm going to try. Okay, this is more of a private reading, an hour long sort of question. But yeah, I'm going to try. I'm getting entity attachments for some reason, Aunt B. They're bringing my attention to entity attachments. And I noticed that I froze for a second. I don't like talking about entities live because keep getting technical issues when I do. Um, yeah, but I'm going to check how many there are. Are there four or more? Five, six. Okay. And I'm going to just remove them for you. I call them and it's done. So part of the like symptoms that we have when we have um, entity attachments with us is we feel very tired and drained all the time. I don't know if you feel tired and drained this past week, but that's what your guides brought my attention to, were the entities that were attached to you, because they might be draining for you. I feel like they were, because there were quite a few. But as for the health issues, I feel like the dying part is a part of your soul contract, because you had to remember some part of your mission. Usually, when people have like death experiences, I wouldn't even call them near death, because technically, you guys died and crossed over. You just came back. Usually, when people have that experience, it's because they needed to reconnect with who they truly are on the other side. And I feel like that's what happened to you, Aunt B. It's because you needed to reconnect with you, who you really are. But I'm asking, I'm asking the Akashic Records masters if your purpose is to find a mentor, and expand his gifts, and they're telling me that it's her own choice. It's up to you on be how you want to approach it. Yeah, but I hope that helps. Aunt B is saying, yes, I'm exhausted. Last heart surgery went wrong and it's showing the problems. I'm about to have another heart surgery ASAP. I just keep dying from multiple reasons, and doctors can't believe I live. Well, my prayers go out to you, and I'm sending you love and light for your next surgery, for the highest good, and for your highest good and the highest good of all. I hope that helps, Aunt B, and thank you so much for letting me read and do this clearing for you. Okay, next up we have Mary Thornberry, who's asking, I have never been married and alone for several years now. Is this connected to my past lives that I have not found heart love relationships? I always felt close to a David who died when I was like 18. Okay. Okay. I heard pre-birth plan. Mary, this is a part of your pre-birth plan to be to not get married in this lifetime, or at least in this period of your life. Okay. They keep repeating pre-birth plan. Okay, what lesson was Mary trying to learn from this experience of not having a partner? I'm going to draw a card for this. Mm, lesson. Okay, part of the lessons that you want to learn, that's why you're alone, is to surrender to the universe and release the need to control. The man in the previous relationship. Okay. Mary, you had a previous lifetime where you were married and you were the man in that relationship. But how do I say this? As the man in the relationship, as the husband, you have been quite controlling of your wife during that time. And it created a huge conflict between you two. And it stayed that way throughout the marriage. You stayed together for that entirety of the lifetime, but it was not a peaceful marriage for you and for your wife that you had back then. Um, you didn't realize what you were doing to your partner at the time until you both passed away and you had your life review. That's what they're showing me. You had your life review and you realized that, oh my gosh, this is what I did to my wife back then. And so, in this current lifetime that you had, Mary, you decided, okay, I'm going to be by myself for now and learn how to surrender control. It might be a very tough lesson to learn, but yeah, I'm getting that this was a pre-birth plan that you had to learn surrender, and it's connected to that previous lifetime that you had. I'm getting a sense it was in Europe again. Around the 16th century is what they're telling me. So I hope that helps, Mary. And thank you so much for letting me do this reading for you. Next up, and last for this episode and round, is Diane, who is asking, what is my soul origin, please? Thank you. Okay. What is Diane's soul origin? Where did she originate from? Masters. In Merope, before the Lyrans came in or after the Lyrans came in? She's a descendant. Okay, Diane, your soul of origin is the same as mine. Oh, coincidences. You come from the star cluster of Pleiades, specifically in the star called Merope. And what's interesting about Merope is that it's the center of healing in Pleiades, and not just any kind of healing, it's emotional healing. So, in this current lifetime, I'm getting that this is something that you carried over with you. If you don't work in the psychology field or in something that's related to healing emotions, I don't know, but I'm getting a good feeling about that. Okay. They're telling me that it's a gift that you carried over from the Pleiades. And yeah, one of your soul missions in this lifetime is to raise the vibration of Earth through your work. Yeah, that's what they want you to know. And Diane says, I'm certainly doing a lot of emotional healing myself right now. I think that's why they also raised that. In that first lifetime, you were also a healer. So you have the gift of healing as well. Once a healer, always a healer. So if you're interested in energy healing, you can try out different modalities. There are different ones. Emotion code is one. Reiki is another. There are numerous energy healing modalities that you can try out in the future. But yeah, you definitely have the gift for that. And yeah, your soul origin or star origin is in the Pleiades. And Diane says, I want a career change from marketing to working with children. I'd also love to foster. Many Pleiadians are very good with animals and children. So yeah, this isn't very surprising. You have it in you. So I hope that helps, Diane. And thank you so much for letting me read for you. And we are done with we're done with the readings. So I am just going to close the record. Sorry, I'm still a bit floating. So I'm going to ground after this. Oh, and speaking of grounding, if you haven't watched the previous episode with Annie Bear, we did Soul Cloud Connect last time about grounding. Yeah, please do it. So very wonderful energy and discussion that we had with Annie Bear last time. So I hope you check it out later. I'm going to close the records first. Everyone, let's take a deep centering breath. I would like to close by thanking the masters, teachers, and loved ones for their love and compassion. I would like to close by thanking the Akashic Records masters for their point of view. And I would like to close by thanking the divine source for all the knowledge and healing. The records are now closed, amen. The records are now closed, amen. The records are now closed, amen. Your energy stays with you, and my energy stays with me. Oh. Missy, the questions are closed now. So my apologies. But yeah, if I can check your past lives, we can look for energy healing or lifetimes when you were a healer. So that's a question that you can have for next episode. Or when I am back online or when I do a show again, which is on Tuesday. Surprise everyone, I will be a guest on Akashic Adventures with Linda de Gonzalez and Viviani. So Diana is on the mend. So Diana, or she's up for surgery rather this week. So yeah, I'll be filling in temporarily for the next episode. The ad said they needed a Diana. Me, that's me. Just kidding. But yeah, I hope to see you on Tuesday for Akashic Adventures. And then on Wednesday, I will be back with Annie Bear. I'll be a guest on her channel. And then again on Friday, one of my favorite shows, The Fart Show. The theme is silent but deadly. The things that are we don't usually notice, but goes with the boom. Oh, Aunt V, I wish you all the best in your upcoming surgery. And thank you so much, everyone, for being here. And if you've ever wondered, how many past lives you've ever lived, maybe today gave you a different lens, not the one that counts. Counts how many past lives you've had, but one that reflects on how you lived those lives. Your soul growth isn't measured in numbers. It's measured in how you lived and how you choose to live right now. So if this resonated with you, or if you started to look at this topic of old souls, young souls differently, let me know in the comments after the show. I'd love to hear your reflection and your feedback with regards to the topic and the readings. And as always, thank you for being with me, and I'll see you in the next one. Thank you so much, and bye.